me get the Discord up.
Want a bus? Let's do it. I'll shoot my guns in the air in celebration. Good luck, lad. Cool sweater dude. Is he calling you on FaceTime or Discord? Great title, Shaken. Alright, I'll be
Okay, can we throw it in the Discord? Can you throw it in the Discord? I'm gonna turn off.
I'm gone till whenever it'll only get better. You always look so good.
Okay, let me just get the text-to-speech off. Wow, I'm actually nervous.
My mood changes depending on the weather. Sometimes
Alright,
I
text-to-speech is
float
off.
like a feather, blow a kiss to the sky. I'm gone till whenever.
Alright, here we go, my friends. Let's do this, let's do this.
Takes one to tango, slicing a mango. Record that music, look at that mango. Talk about that real shit from different angles. Sounds like a painting sitting on the mantle. Spoil my painting, give gifts that's ample. Played this by hand, man, did not use no samples. When I roll through, yeah, I roll through like Rambo.
Hello. Big Motëm. Can you hear me, my friend? Oh shit, I can't hear you either. Oh no. 1 second. What? Oh my god, 1 second. I've got all the wrong things on too. That is not good. What's going on here? Turn that off. Motëm, let me check my settings. 1 second. How could this happen? Oh, it's me. Hello, my friend. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
I'm sorry, that was totally my fault. Absolutely my fault. I don't think you can hear in the background. We've got your hit "Gone Till Whatever" blasting,
nice.
just to lead you in. And I must say, I love the Lacoste, my friend. I love the Lacoste.
Oh wow, dude. Hey, very nice, dude. The whole fit, eh?
Oh hell yeah, dude! I'll let you know
Dude.
when they go.
Oh, your cable. Watch your cable, buddy. Watch your cable.
My fucking mic.
There you go.
My mic, unbelievable.
Now
I
it's
can't
working.
touch it.
No worries, buddy. No worries. So I'm actually wearing Lacoste pants too. I'm Lacoste down, buddy.
Dude, incredible. I absolutely love it so much.
That's a line, buddy. That's like
That is
stars.
perfect. Absolutely. Dude, I'll let you know. I watched the website for when the trackies go on sale, because my thing is you don't ever buy anything full price, especially because the trackies are so much. But I'll send you the link.
Sure, yeah. Do you get it? Is it sourced from Canada or do you go to UK?
No,
something else?
I just get it from the website, so I'm assuming it's either one of them. But yeah, you gotta
from
get
Lacoste website?
Yeah, Lacoste.com. Oh, dude. Wait, you know what? You got 1 second? You got 1 second? We got to start this off right. First off, I'll just say, Big Motëm, Canadian legend, experimental artist, a star, a living meme. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's tight, dude.
This rules.
I put in the comments, I said I'm stoked, so.
Hell yeah. Oh, you're in the chat. Okay, dude, we've been bumping your music all day. I'm going to be a total fanboy here.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and act cool, but I cannot lie. Your latest, I guess, mixtape and what you've been doing in the last year to 6 months has just been absolutely incredible. You can ask the chat. I've been going nuts over it. It gives me the feeling of when I first discovered Lil B back in, like, I don't know, was it 2010 or 11, when it was like
that's like the golden era. Yeah.
The golden era, and I haven't felt. I'm getting old and jaded. I haven't felt that.
But that's okay. That's okay. You can do what you want, like, you know.
But I haven't felt that energy in a long time.
Well, do you know, actually, I have 2 songs with Lil B. Do you know that?
We did find that out, my friend, and it's sick. I've only heard the one though. I didn't know you had 2.
Yeah, I got 2 because actually, I have his phone number and stuff. Like, we text and stuff. He's like, it's not, you know what I mean? It's not like we hang out because he lives in Berkeley, Bay Area or whatever.
Yeah.
But he's like, he hit me up. He's like, yo, if I could do, you know, if you ever want to have like an open verse or whatever, I would like to get on the big Motëm track. I said, yeah, no worries, bud. Obviously, I have like a zillion tunes, so I'll send you some selections or whatever. So he went on two, and then, he went on one, and then after that, he's like, yo, fam, take my phone number if you want to like, chat or link or do another track or whatever. I was like, okay. At first, I was like, is he giving me a fake phone number or something? Like, is this like,
His manager's number, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. But no, it's like we text. I'm like, hey, bud, I wish him a happy birthday and stuff. And he's like, thanks, love you. He's always saying he loves me and stuff. And he also called me Honey Bun. So
nice, not bad. Well,
that was a bit.
I was listening to his verse. He called you the Canadian bass god in it.
Yeah. Well, because I appreciate that. Because obviously, definitely Little B, I quite like his work, and obviously that was like the same era I would have became aware of what he was doing, like 2010 or 2011. Well, probably became aware of him in 2010 or maybe even late 2009. But no, I would say probably 2010 because I don't know. Do you know Lunas? Do you know from Montreal?
Yeah, he fucking rules, dude. I saw him at an art crawl. I don't know if
Okay.
you want to say where. I used to live around you for
Are
a
you
long
from
time.
Hamilton? Are you from Hamilton?
I'm originally from a small town, but I lived in Hamilton from 2008 till about a year and a half ago, or maybe 2 years ago. So I did 10 years, and I saw Lunas at an art crawl back when art crawl didn't have 100,000 people on a Friday night, and he got. That's how I found out about Little B as well.
Yeah, he destroyed it at what became the CBC building.
Oh my God, dude!
Right?
Yes. So you were there as well. That was maybe one of the best nights of my life. I was so like I just turned 8 or 19, and I went. I was like, okay, I'll check out this art crawl thing, and that was fucking incredible. Oh my God, I hung out with a cutie, got a kiss. You're bringing me back, man. That's incredible.
That's a long time. It's a long time ago.
And he
but
was
that's
cooking.
Yeah. Well, look, that's what I said because Lunas. So he did that show. I had actually done a show with Lunas back like January 2010, like for historical documentation. I did a show with Lunas, and he was doing the cooking dance then. And afterwards, I was talking to him. I was like, "What's this cooking dance you're doing?" He's like, "Oh, it's Little B, man." And I said, at the time I didn't know about like Little B or the Pack or anything. I said, "Who?" And he sent me some videos. I was like, "Oh, okay. This is very sick." And so then at that point, I had already had so for me, I just always record like a lot of music because it doesn't take me very long to record a song. Usually it doesn't take me more than an hour. Sometimes it's like even 20 minutes or a half hour or something, and I can record a song. But before I I'm not gonna lie, it was like the idea of doing a lot of music videos. I was like, yeah, like Lil B and Soulja Boy back then, and like Riff Raff in that era. And I was like, okay, I like that idea. And YouTube is free, so I was like, well, instead of just like recording all these songs, and just giving it to my friends, like sending them an email or whatever, I was like, no, I'm gonna do like the Gebbz Steelo YouTube channel and document. It was just like to document the music I was making because no one else would do that. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. And so that's kind of how it started. Like that portion of it. But I was already recording music, and I already like being on tour in like Scandinavia and stuff before I even had a YouTube channel. So,
I want to talk to you about that because I found an article from 2011, and yeah, it mentioned one of your friends is quoted saying he pissed him off because he'll sit down, he hasn't even finished his coffee, and you've already done a beat that's finished.
Yeah. Well, that's just for me. That's just how I always did that because it's like I never have that feeling where it's like, oh, what do I do? Like, what do I do next or whatever? No, I know what to do. Like I can hear it in my head. So I'm like, yeah, I'll do this. Let's, because sometimes I'll try and collab with people, and sometimes it works really well, but sometimes it doesn't. Like if I'm in the studio with them or whatever, sometimes it doesn't work so well because they want to like be like, oh, let me, fine tune this or whatever. And to me, that's more like for the mixing process, right? That's not like for me, the recording process is kind of like, you know, pow, 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 like lightning speed thing.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And you're right. I remember that era when like Riff Raff, Soulja Boy, it seemed like they were just dropping banger after banger on their YouTube once a week. And like every Friday we had a new song just to get fucking hammered to. It's really interesting you mentioned Soulja Boy, because I get a lot of shit on this channel because I try to express to them how influential Soulja Boy has been for the music that we currently listen to now, and people laugh it off, but he was so instrumental in I think without a Soulja Boy there'd be no Chief Keef, there'd be so many. So I'm so glad you mentioned him. I love him.
Yeah, well, definitely he's a certified pioneer of of presenting your music on the internet sort of thing, right? Because he was probably the first one. Well, I think Surdy. He's actually Surdy, the first one to blow up literally off of like the internet, like doing his stuff like off of YouTube, and then also even older stuff like LimeWire. Remember, did you ever hear that story? Like how there would be like he'd look up whatever the biggest hit is of the day, like Britney Spears' "Toxic" or whatever, but he would upload Crank That with the wrong track title, so people would be trying to download Britney Spears' "Toxic," and then they hear Crank That. Right?
Yep.
Like,
oh no, so absolutely. That happened to me. I remember I was trying to download a Limp Bizkit song, like My Generation, and getting that. But it was such an infectious.
That's sick.
Yeah, like I have that memory of being like, what is this? And then it blew up. Like I think that's so incredible too. He was so ahead of the game, and but that's the energy I'm getting from your YouTube channel right now. It's like, and I swear it's like every 2 weeks there's a new banger.
Yeah. Well, for me too, like obviously, I think that's just kind of my enjoyment of life too. Like, because I always record music, and obviously, I don't really need like, you know, say like if I was a band or something, we'd be like, oh yeah, we have to practice and we have to, you know, coordinate all the people's schedule. I don't really need like any assistance to make the music. I just do it all myself. So for me, it's like, because I got so many songs, I'm just like, okay, you know, I'll drop when I want to. Because it's also, that's why I pretty much right now just release my music on Gebbz Steelo Boutique, because it's like, if I own the label, well, I can do what I want. Do you know what I mean? And I keep also 100% of the publishing rights, which is dope too, because then for stuff like Spotify and stuff, all the royalties goes right to me. So
hell yeah, absolutely. That rules, man. I was just wondering, I'm not allowed to play copyright music on here, but I was blasting yours all day. I hope I didn't take any cash from me. So I apologize about that.
No, I don't, dude. Don't worry about it.
It's the press, right? It's the Soulja Boy method. If you can get it out there, well, then that's the half the battle.
Yeah. Also, I think like if you just play it, like what, you know, like what were you playing it off of?
I was just watching
Spotify?
the YouTube videos. Yeah,
YouTube.
but I'll do Spotify next time. Do you make more money off Spotify?
I kind of get money from all of them now. Mainly, the big one is Spotify though, because so I got a few years ago, I don't know if you play like video games or anything, but
I'm on a video game website. Yeah, I know a little bit.
Okay, so a friend of mine, probably a very dear friend of mine, one of my very good friends from Netherlands, he's an artist named Coco Bryce, and we have a group called Light Club, which is like we just do instrumentals. Like he'll make some instrumentals and I'll make some, and then we kind of, you know, go track for track, and that's the album. So, you know, because we could never collab, that didn't work. But that music we made, it got into this video game called Hotline Miami 2, and so that was like it's like, so for example, one of the, you can look it up, like Light Club Blizzard, which is a track I made, that has like 3-4 million plays on Spotify right now.
Hell yeah.
So that's like, that definitely generates more than the YouTube channel because of stuff like that. But, you know, that's not like, you know, here, that's not really Motëm, that's Light Club, but they're on Gebbz Steelo too. So
Yeah, yeah,
Still
yeah.
me,
Still, exactly. No,
it's just
that
me
rules.
doing
Well,
it different.
and is this guy from Sweden or Scandinavian? Because I want to talk about how you've kind of popped off and you've done some tours over there as well, right? Over in Sweden.
Yeah, they were. So no, Coco Bryce is from the Netherlands,
Oh,
but I
okay.
know
Oops, yeah.
him. I met him through the same like friends that I have in mainly like Stockholm, Helsinki, and Oslo, and I did a tour there. That was actually, it was like Scandinavia was really supporting my music even before like Toronto and Hamilton and stuff ever was. Like long ago, the first time I was ever released on vinyl, like my music was ever released on vinyl, not out of Gebbz Steelo, like the first time someone else released the Motëm music, it was from Harmonia Records from Helsinki, Finland. So, and then from there, it kind of, blossomed into a whole bunch of stuff, actually. Like,
Did I read that a record got produced in Tokyo as well? Or
yeah. So it was like the biggest, what do you say? Like the biggest order of records from Gebbz Steelo ever goes to Jet Set Records in Tokyo, because it's like, for whatever reason, they were really a hot commodity for that shop. So that was pretty nice too. That was cool, man.
Don't you find
You
it
did some
interesting?
good research. You did some good research.
Well, I got to do what I got to do. We got stars on this channel. There's 75 people watching right now. This is like, I think this is my biggest interview yet, my friend. I've had some gurus on here too, so this is great.
But also I gotta say thank you. That's great. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, man. Isn't it kind of interesting that like locally, when you first start off, people seem to be harsher on it, and you do, like, I blew up in Portugal for like a month, and it's so weird. Like it's almost, it's cooler in a way to blow up in another country. There's like less pressure, almost.
Yeah, well, I don't see those people every day, obviously. Like if I'm walking around or whatever. And also, I think that's kind of like an old thing too, right? Like even the Beatles or whatever, John Lennon would be like, well, they had to go to Hamburg to get like a little bit of like practice and notoriety before anyone would take them serious in Liverpool or whatever, Because I think that's an old saying, like the minstrel has to go the town over or a different place or whatever to get like, because people knew that person like coming up or whatever, like, oh, I can't take him serious or whatever. But then when they see, it's the same thing as Toronto, like even Drake, right? It was only once Lil Wayne and the States really embraced Drake, then Canada, like Toronto was like, oh geez, like, okay. And then now obviously he's,
No, absolutely.
big dog.
Absolutely. Top boy around here.
He's certified lover boy, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's coming out this month. Do you know?
Is this his new album?
Yeah, it's supposed to come out this month.
Is that what that picture was with like the emo hair? Or what was that?
Yeah, because the heart, there's the heart shaved in his hair here.
Yeah.
That's his certified lover boy hairdo.
Damn, he's bringing that look back. I love it.
He can do what he wants, really.
Listen, so I started hanging. I'm 32. I was hanging out with a 28-year-old the other day, cradle robber, and she hates Drake. And I noticed, like,
Some people hate Drake, man.
The younger generation doesn't seem to get it. It does not seem to get it. And she hates The Weeknd. Said they were whiny. I'm like, you don't understand what it was like to watch them blow up. Like how much pride we have.
Well, also, so I'm saying, if a person doesn't like Drake or The Weeknd, that's fine. You can do what you want. That's fine. But me, I quite like Drake and The Weeknd, man. I'm not going to lie.
So glad you're saying that.
I'm quite a big fan. I'll be honest with you. So for Drake, we'll focus on Drake right now. For my talking about Drake, I was really, really, it was like a thing. I was like, when Thank Me Later came out, that's the first album. I was like, oh man, this is amazing. This is like a Canadian rapper who, you know, he has like Jay-Z and Kanye West and all the big dogs supporting him. That had never happened before in that magnitude. Before that, it was always like Canadian rap was kind of, it was still very good, but it wasn't on the same level as the States, you know?
Yeah. It's very
But now-
Toronto, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There's like Chalk Claire and Cardinal Official.
The first CD I ever bought was, and I'm from a small town, Baby Blue Sound Crew.
Okay.
It was
Like
amazing.
Jolie Black,
Julie
and Sean
Black.
Paul and
Yeah.
this stuff. Yeah.
Dude, I thought Toronto, because I came from such a small town, I thought Toronto was just like Jamaica. I still
Okay.
to this day, I live in Toronto now, and I'm like, I just thought it was Jamaica. I love that stuff. But you're right. I didn't realize until I got older that like that was pretty just localized. And then when Drake came along, it was just, goddamn.
Yeah, then it wasn't the same because then. So Thank Me Later, very, very solid. But then when Take Care came out, and that was The Weeknd did some writing on that too, and it was like, you know, Crew Love and the introductory to The Weeknd. When that came out, I was like, all right, this is really, really, really good music. Like I was like really, still to this day, I'm like, that's very, you know, very solid music. And obviously I went to OVO Fest that year. That's the only time I've been, in
I was there too.
2011.
Yeah.
And it was like The Weeknd's first show, and Rick Ross was there.
Yes, Rose came out. Yeah, he was actually on the bill. Who came out? Guys, OVO is the festival that Drake does every year. You can't even afford to go anymore. It's so expensive.
No, the tickets back then was $40.
Yeah,
Me and
it
my
was
sister went.
amazing. Yeah,
It was very reasonable. And then the surprise guest was Stevie Wonder.
Yes, that was amazing.
He did a half-hour set, and it was like you get to see. That's like a Surdy legend, you know. Like people are gonna say Stevie Wonder. That's Surdy. So I was like, you get to see that, and Drake and Kanye West was there, and Nicki Minaj.
Nicki
And I was
Minaj
like,
came out and did 2 songs. Yeah, it's like that was the best show of the summer. Like that, I just
that
look
was
forward
Surdy,
to
bro.
it. It was
That was
beautiful.
Surdy.
I'll tell you, the first time I saw The Weeknd was his first show ever. He hadn't even had
At the Mod Club.
At the Mod Club, yeah, and there was no photos of him yet, and Drake was
Yeah,
up
they didn't know
there.
who he was.
Yeah, and he came out. Everybody knew the mixtape, House of Balloons, and they opened the curtains, and we're like, everyone was just kind of like stunned. We're like, who is this guy with that hair? And then he
And
started.
he's wearing the camo. He's like
Yeah.
back then he'd always wear camo.
Yeah,
like
that-
all like military gear.
yeah, it
That was like
camoed out.
the whole XO crew would wear all military gear, and they had like there was like this little used clothing shop on Richmond Street, like a block. What do you call it? I don't know directions so good, but I think a block south from Queen West, like in Toronto.
Yeah, I think I know which one you.
And they'd like do cryptic messages like, oh, you know, we might have some like, this is where we get our camo gear or whatever. And I went there a few times, and to their credit, it was pretty reasonably priced actually. Like they had some pretty, I think I copped like a jacket there or something that was like $40. It wasn't bad at all. You know, it was like thrift clothes.
The price of an OVO ticket. People don't realize, like, when that came out, like, everyone started wearing camo. Every girl's wearing the jean shorts. Like, they don't, that's the thing. Like, that's why, like, when I said to the girl, I was like, you don't understand the impact. It was a whole, it just took over. It was so much fun to be part of the moment as well.
Well, that was an interesting era for, like, you know, in terms of how people were using the internet, because stuff like Spotify and all the streaming services hadn't emerged yet. So it was a little bit of still, I'm talking mainly about the music industry or whatever, like how they were deciding to use the internet was still a bit more like wild or untamed at that point, because, you know, like, for example, like for streaming services, you can't really use too many like illegal samples. Do you know what I mean? Or you get bit. But like in terms of like if you're just doing YouTube, or you're doing like, especially back then, free mixtape like download, you can do what you want. Like you could, because you're not selling it, right? So they can't get mad at you for sampling if you're not selling a product, right? So that kind of era when they were doing stuff like that and it was all kind of like wild and stuff, I was like, I liked it because I think that is more conducive to like more like original creativity and stuff, instead of where in terms of the Spotify and stuff, now it seems more like if they find something that works, they're just going to keep doing it. Like, for example, like the Pierre Bourne sound. Do you know Pierre Bourne? He produced Playboy Cardi.
Yep.
That's why he popped off. Like first Magnolia with Playboi Carti.
Yep.
That kind of sound for the beats, like the real staccato 808s and stuff. That's pretty much what all that music sounds like now. And that's not to discredit, because I actually love that sound. Like I'm a big fan of it, but it almost seems like probably that's nothing new either, right? Because they'll just copy. That's been going on forever. Like people would just copy whatever is the most popular sound of the day, which is definitely the Pierre Bjorn staccato 808s. So that's probably why they do that. But I guess in terms of like just seeing the streaming services, which I am a big fan of, like I don't hate streaming or anything. I like all mediums. I think it's, the individual can decide what they want to listen to music on. Because I definitely have like a pretty huge record collection of vinyls and stuff. But then also I like listening to music on Spotify, because for me, it's more about the music. I don't really care about the format as much, like I just care if it slaps.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, that's what I like.
No, you summed up that era perfectly, because I remember like House of Balloons had so many samples that would never have gotten cleared if they didn't have the backing of the major label, which he didn't have, and we would have never gotten those songs, because he just sampled everything, like beach house and all these. It was really like a blending of indie and like this R&B hip hop as well, which ruled. But you know what else I think about too? Celebrities still had a bit, or artists had more of like a veneer of mystery around them, because now you see them on everything. Like they've got every social media. You almost like know them. Yeah, so I think that was cool too.
Except for example, though, a good example of contemporary artist that still has a mystery is Playboi Carti. Because, well, maybe now his spot's a little blown because of Iggy Azalea and stuff. Yeah. But before that, when he would just do the little tweets and not post on Instagram barely at all, and then if it was, it's like a dark photo of him looking like a vampire in, Givenchy leather pants and stuff. But he wouldn't be like giving much information away. So it was a good example until,
now we know everything about him.
Yeah, Iggy Azalea blew his spot. But that's,
My mom called me and was like, "Do you know Playboi Carti?" And I'm like, "Oh God!" Like I just.
You're like, "Oh geez, oh no."
He's out there now. That is so fascinating. To bring it back to you, my friend, though, your 2017 song "Cryptocurrency," you were rocking a little weekend merch.
Bro, you tied it all together there.
You go.
You're a pro, bro. You really did your history. So yeah. That weekend hoodie, I actually thrifted that back then. It was like a thrifted weekend hoodie that I got for like $10, and I bought it because it's obviously not like it says. It's so. I think I still got it. I don't know. I might have sold it. I don't remember, but I definitely haven't worn it for a while. But it even has like the weekend just spelled on the sleeve. It's like totally not something they would do. It's like a bootleg, but I got it for so cheap, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna wear this in the video. And then also, because it was the cryptocurrency music video, it's like, it was all in front of a green screen. So I had to wear like all black, so it doesn't show through on the green screen.
Yep.
So I was like, that's also why I wore that. Not just because it's the weekend. It was fashionable and functionable. So.
Hell yeah, that rules. Hell yeah. Wait, I want one more weekend question. Did you ever go to that bar? I forget the name of it, but it's where they filmed Marvin's Room, the Drake song, and it was like the Weeknd's hangout, and you had to call ahead and go down an alleyway and knock on a door. They really nailed I forget the name of it. I only went once, and of course Drake wasn't there or the Weeknd, but they just nailed that like secrecy. Get the hype by getting people talking about it, but I can't remember the name of it. It was somewhere in Toronto. I
think that was the era when they both, lived in Toronto or whatever, or definitely the Weeknd was, coming up or whatever. But no, I don't go to that exclusive places, buddy. Some people may think once, I do. Some people, I can't control people's perception of me because that's not I can't do it. But some people definitely think that maybe I would go there. Mm-hmm. But no, I never went there. But also, I also did some research on you, and you know how you brought up the song Cryptocurrency.
Yep.
But that era, when I made that song, I didn't before I got the idea. It was a friend of mine who actually lives in Toronto, who was like putting me onto the cryptos and stuff. He's like, you should, you know, do you own any cryptos? Like back in 2017. I was like, no. You should cop some. You should just get a little bit, like 1% of your net worth or whatever. I said, okay, I'm gonna do that. And also, I wasn't gonna do a cryptocurrency song and not own any, because then I'm a total poser.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna get a little bit. So regardless, I bought a little bit back then. So that's going pretty good right now. That's going pretty nice.
Hell yeah, yeah, absolutely.
You know, there was a dip, but now it's like, that's pretty nice actually. So
yeah, I just got into it 2 days ago. I've decided to learn. So I'm just raising capital.
And you're getting donations. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw you're getting donations.
I'm trying to get it out of air. I'm trying to start from nothing. But it's been fun.
You're trying to get it out the mud.
Exactly. Yeah. Do you remember that that documentary with that guy, the paperclip, and he kept trading it up and up and up until he got a house? That's what I'm trying to do with air. And so that's my goal. I'm hoping. And then we're gonna go. Oh yeah.
I think that's a good endeavor. That's a good endeavor, dude.
That's my people seem to be loving it too.
Well, I think it's like they can get behind you're like getting a momentum with it. You're like, you know, people want to like see you succeed, buddy.
Yeah, they want to see a regular, normal guy that doesn't really understand it. But I was gonna ask, I might end up playing your song once, maybe twice a day now, if you're cool with that, because it's just so. We heard it today, and we're like, oh my god, this is perfect. So you might be getting some more views in the future, my friend.
Hey, go for it. It's on that one. Is on Spotify too.
We'll throw it up there then. Yeah.
You can do it. You can do what you want. YouTube is fine too, because obviously it's all the same to me, buddy. It's all good.
Well, Motëm, I want to ask a little more personal question, because I'm going to bring this into my life here. I all of a sudden woke up 32.
Let's do it.
I couldn't believe it. Yeah. So, and I've noticed I'm on Instagram, and I had a girl that I was with for a decade, and all of a sudden she's like, I don't like where we are at life. You're out of here. Everyone's buying houses. Everyone's is getting kids. It looks so awful. Like I finally woke up and noticed everybody's trying to play the rat race. And I was listening to one of your songs today, and one of your lyrics calmed me down, made me feel much better. I wrote it down here because it resonated. It said, most people busy living life, but I'm busy doing art.
Oh geez, buddy, you're cupping a dolphin in shark's clothing.
A dolphin in shark's clothing. So I wanted to ask, because you have forever since I've known you, and the first time I saw you, I walked into a bar. I walked into a bar about a decade ago, and I didn't even know who you were, and it was my regular bar, but it was packed with people.
Was it the brain?
It was the brain. Yeah, and I was like, what's going on here? And there was a neon light that said Motëm. You've always just
that was legendary what you were. Bro, that was legendary what you were, because they never did. So before that, they never really did a show there. Well, it's not a show. Sometimes they would have a DJ, and after that, they never did a show there. The only one who really did a show there was Big Motëm, and that's because the real, whatever you call it, like the Surdies, the real Surdies, mate, they're all, hey, can I ask you a question?
Yep.
Am I allowed to swear?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, my friend.
Okay, so I'm not going to swear a ton, but I got to do it here. I got to say, the real Surdies, they're fucking with Big Motëm, buddy.
Absolutely.
Like, it's like across the board. The real Surdies, they're like, oh yeah, Motëm. Oh yeah, buddy. Sometimes they even be like, you go, oh, Motëm. They go, oh no, nobody. But they still know about Big Motëm, baby. It's just the way it goes.
Absolutely.
So that show that you walked in on, that was actually a vinyl only release party for a project I did at the time. And it was like 100 copies, like super limited edition. And that was the release party that, that's why they did it too, because they're like, oh yeah, we got to, support that. That was back when stuff like that. It was a different, that was a different era in terms of like, the culture in that specific hood, like James North Hood.
Yeah.
It was a very different culture back then. And also, actually, I gotta say, I thought about that. I'm like, for me, I think I kind of do the same thing. I just kind of updated it, like I did like an update. But for me, it's like I'm not too concerned about the trends so much. It's more like sometimes it's like this kind of like I just keep doing my thing, and then the trends do their thing, and it's like sometimes it kind of interweaves, and then sometimes it's, you know, I don't force it, buddy.
It's
That's
pure.
not my bag.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned James Street. I always say back then I used to go to James Street to get really fucked up and dance. Now I go if I want like a cheese plate.
Yeah. Well, see, so I like cheese plates, and
me too.
I like, you know, the other option too. I like it both, but
Definitely different.
it definitely it's like for anything, right? That's nothing new either. Stuff progresses and changes, and also if you're a business owner, well, I don't think you want your business to make less money. I think you want your business to make more money, right? Like that's the nature of business, like in the economy and stuff. So
Yeah.
I don't
and what
think-
I got caught doing in the bathroom there would not fly nowadays. I mean, and that's a smart business decision. But to draw back to my question before we go too nostalgic for good times, is that you've always done your own thing. You've always, and like you said, like you said, you've if the trends match up with you, then you're like sick. If they don't, you just let it go. And how do you deal with watching everyone else do their I find I'm having I get depressed a little bit thinking, oh, you know what, I'm trying to do my own thing, I'm pursuing my dream, but you know, a lot of people I went to class with have houses now or nicer cars. Like
yeah, but let me say one thing though, buddy, that I noticed, right? So you live in Toronto now, right?
Mm-hmm.
You live in Toronto.
Yep.
So in this, I can only state my opinion, right? But Toronto now, even more so than what we talked about, like, you know, back in the day, Drake and The Weeknd. Now, the music coming out of there, especially like, do you know like Top 5 and J Neat?
I'm a little
YG?
behind.
Do you know Pressa? Do you know Pressa?
I'm embarrassed to say I don't know.
Okay, no
I'm
worries, no
embarrassed to
worries.
say.
But this is all the contemporary music coming out of Toronto, and to me, well, obviously it's very fresh to me. Like this, I'm also just talking about what I've been listening to, but it all makes sense. It all contextualizes. The music now that they're releasing, like out of Toronto, like the Driftwood, like Wasp Gang, that's 5 years ago. But you know, like Pressa, Top 5, J Neat, YG, and Houdini, R.I.P.
I know Houdini, yes, R.I.P. Yeah, so I sad to say I checked him out after he passed, and goddamn, he
like
fucking
Houdini,
ruled.
R.I.P. All those guys though from Driftwood and stuff, dude. That music is so good, and the videos they cook up for that's the best music in the world right now. In my opinion, it's just my opinion. You know, people can argue it in the comments or whatever, but do you know what I mean? I can see how some people. I'm trying to explain it. I can see how some people would be like, "Oh man, there'll never be something so interesting and exciting as when Drake and The Weeknd emerged from Toronto," you know. But now, with stuff like J Neat, Top 5, YG, all these guys, bro, it's almost like it's the continuum. Do you know what I mean? So that's kind of like the mentality to not. I know not everyone, you know, I can't tell people how to think or whatever. I can just set an example. But the mentality where things continue to grow and continue to like, what do you say? Like develop? It's like developing. That to me is very exciting because then say, for example, you said something like, oh man, there's people who have a house or whatever. Abada. Well, first of all, that person, you know, they're on their own path, right? And if that's something that you aspire to, like you'd like to have a house and stuff, well, then you have to do like a self-evaluation, right? You just have to be like, okay, if I want the house or if I want, you know, whatever I want in my life, I think the most realistic thing you could do is be like, okay, where am I now? You know, and then what steps do I have to take in order to kind of get to that place, you know? Mm-hmm. And then you could just kind of go slowly. Because I think that's one thing is like a lot of people, they just want everything and they want it now. Do you know what I mean?
I do that too. But I don't even want that. I just feel the pressure. That everyone, you know, they got it. And that's why I think you're so inspirational that you're just like, like you said, you're like, I'm on my fucking path, and I'm not going to look over at their path and want what they want. That's what I think that comes through in your music and your art.
Well, I appreciate that. You're really paying attention, because I also had another song that I released this past summer called Buddy, I'm on My Purpose. I don't know if you caught that.
I haven't heard that one yet.
It's okay. There's a lot of songs. But this one song called Buddy, I'll spell it. It's spelled as it sounds. Buddy, I'm on my purpose. And I got the inspiration for the song from probably one of the most famous YouTubers from Hamilton right now. It's this guy, Jack Denmo. Do you know Jack Denmo?
No, I don't actually.
He's probably now close to 800,000 subscribers on his YouTube.
Jesus.
Like he's pretty poppin'. And so he did like this epic movie like a year ago on his YouTube, and they had a thing where they're like trying to like, I'm not gonna go into super detail, but he had a thing where they're like trying to help people, and he's like, to the people who like had confidence issues or self-doubt or whatever, and he said to them, he's like, buddy, are you on your purpose? You know, like your purpose in life, like, do you know what I mean? And just, it stated it so clearly. It's like a little phrase that I just like the sound of, because it also kind of sounded a bit like Trailer Park Boys or whatever. It's like, buddy, are you on your purpose, you know? And I was like, oh man, it just stuck in my head. So I was like, okay, I already had the beat. So I was like, I'm going to do a song, you know, buddy, because when I thought to myself, I'm like, yeah, I actually am on my purpose. Like you know, I feel pretty like I'm really doing it, you know, like I'm really doing Big Motëm and this kind of stuff. So I was like, that resonated with me.
Hell yeah. Damn,
Yeah.
I definitely feel much better. Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you're like looking at other people and what they have, whatever, first of all, you know, nothing is as it seems. You know what I mean? Like if you're just looking at people's Instagrams, everyone knows that it's good. Some people, they should probably keep in mind that no one's showing their failures on Instagram so much, really. Like it's more like just the successes or whatever. So that's why some people might get feeling down or jealous or whatever. But it's like, if you feel like that, you just got to go to yourself. You got to be like, buddy, you know, am I on my purpose? Like, you know, and if you're not, then it's the same thing. You probably got to take some steps to get where you want to be. But obviously, I just do music and art and stuff. I'm not like a life coach.
No, but it comes through in your lyrics. I think even if you're not trying to. Oh, I have sound alerts on, and I forgot. Now they're doing fart noises. They're just silly kids in the chat. Turn those off. I'm not doing sound alerts.
Man. Is it bots? Do you have bots?
No, they're just people. They're just trying to make me laugh.
I'm gonna tell you, bro. There were some bots going wild in the Motëm Discord server.
Oh yeah, you're new on Discord, right? I'll hook you up with a guy who's he knows everything about Discord, and he can set you straight. But
I got some moderators. Because it's some animation friends of mine. Like the last like 6 months or so, I've gotten involved in this animation community because I was trying to, you know, I'm trying to follow the rules and stuff and be safe. So I was like, I'm not gonna go all crazy going out doing crazy music videos. So I was like, I'm going to have some animated music videos, you know? So it was my animation friends who kind of set me up on Discord and stuff.
Is that the same ones who did the Gone Till Whenever, that character?
Oh.
Is that the same?
Buddy. So it's the same group, but that specifically, that's a friend of mine, Gebbz, who animated that. And if I can shout out anybody, I'm going to shout out Gebbz. He's a friend of mine from Nigeria. And he does all those animations in his computer. He taught himself how to do it. And when I saw his work, he had not even done a music video. I discovered his YouTube back in May 2020. And I was like, bro, this is super dope. Like he was just doing little cartoons and stuff. I was like, did you ever do a music video? He's like, no, but I'd like to try. Can I try do one for you? And I was like, yeah, dude, please. So literally, you can go on the Gebbz Steelo YouTube. It's for a song called Catch the Vibe, which I played all the instruments on and stuff. Like I play all the instruments too. Like I know how to play guitar and bass and drums and everything. And I played all the instruments and I sent it to Gebbz and he did the music video in like 3 days and sent it back to me. I was like, this is sick, dude. This is amazing.
Damn,
and now he's like, now Gebbz actually has something like 500,000 followers on TikTok.
Really? Because he's done a few of your videos. He's done a few of your music videos, and they fucking rule.
Yeah, he's a very talented artist, dude. He's very talented.
Nigeria is where it's at right now. Some of the best culture, music, Or
Oh,
is
it's
coming out of
popping.
Nigeria. Yeah, it's popping for sure.
It's hella popping. Obviously, I never been there. I never been to Africa, but maybe one day.
We'll get there. Yeah, we'll go. Do you have any like tours planned or anything like that got screwed up by COVID? Are you thinking about getting back to Europe?
Well, usually I would go to Europe. Like would go and do shows every year, but obviously not. Technically I could go, but you're not gonna do any shows. Like anywhere in the world, you're not really gonna do any shows right now because that's not, very realistic and probably not very safe. Probably, right? Yeah, I think it's important to just people stay safe, and obviously it's not easy for a lot of people because they really like going to like big crowds and stuff. Like it's like they get energy from it or whatever. But all I can do is like try and stay out the mix, and I just keep recording. That's also I like doing shows and stuff, but my favorite thing is recording. Like for always, like I recorded way before I ever did a show. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I was always recording, and that was for me. Like shows are really fun too. It's like I'm not trying to make it a competition, but I'm just trying to say for me, my favorite thing is recording because I feel it's pretty enjoyable. Like I kind of like get in the zone when I'm recording, That's how I can do a song so quick. Cause I think, do you know about the flow state?
The flow state. I was just, so I'm learning all this. It's interesting that you mentioned I'm not a life coach, but I'm telling you deep down you are, my friend. Cause you're talking about the flow state.
I'm not a sturdy life coach. I'm not sturdy.
It's an energy in you. It's in the lyrics. I read today from 2011 that you were talking about how like you have endless energy for every single day. So it's just in you, my friend. You have to embrace it.
I also drink coffee, but not too much coffee. Maybe like 1 or 2 coffees maximum per day. That's
Hell
max. Nothing crazy because it's like moderation, right? It's good to be moderation for everything because obviously
you're on the same level as like Little B is a life coach. Like his whole movement is positivity.
I think he's even better though. Like he's probably better in terms of like helping Americans.
Who need a lot of help. So we've had you 50 minutes here already, my friend. I normally leave the last 10 minutes to ask. Yeah, this has been awesome. But I normally leave the last 10 minutes for the chat to have a couple questions. So if you mind, listen, they're trolls. They're gonna be trolls anyways. That's just, it doesn't matter. Hopefully we'll get a few good ones. Chat, let's go.
Bots.
Let's get some questions.
What is the bots gotta ask?
Yeah, we'll just call them bots. Here we go. Keith, I know Keith has got something, so we'll give him just a hot second.
Is it Keith?
Look, oh my God. What is the date today? Fuck you, drunk. Okay. Oh, Jesus, this one's tough.
We can answer that. It's January the 14th.
Hell yeah, baby. Payday for me on this Twitch thing. It better come through. Zara, when we were talking about life's purpose, this is a deep one, so you can skip this one. But Zara asked, how do you find your purpose? Because you said live your purpose, or your song was called Be Your
Buddy,
Purpose?
It's called Buddy, I'm on my purpose.
I'm on my purpose, yeah. So, but she says, how do you find your purpose?
So what I would say, a real simple thing, right, is to just be aware of yourself and then try and notice when you feel the best. Do you know what I mean? In terms of like, I'm not talking about like, just getting a foot rub or whatever. More so I'm talking about like when you actually, it's like a thing where it's like, you don't feel anxious, you don't really feel depressed. It's more like just like when you have a sense of well-being. Do you know what I mean? Instead of, I'm not trying to separate well-being from physical pleasure either, because there's nothing wrong with physical pleasure either. But in terms of very simple, just try and notice, when does my well-being, feel at a good level, sort of thing. If that works for people, obviously, also I'm very well very well aware that probably right now is not the best time for a lot of people feeling that well-being, you know what I mean? Like with all due respectfully. But in terms of like well-being also, it's not like I'm exceedingly joyful. It's more like, you know, I'm cool, you know.
Hell yeah. So Push the Sky Away, she asked, and it's funny, when you were talking about all the Toronto artists, I was thinking of her. This is my new friend from Toronto. She's obsessed with UK drill and was explaining.
Buddy, are you serious?
Oh yeah. So I had I've been getting lessons on UK drill, and then she was saying once you get the foundation on the UK drill, we're gonna move to Toronto artists because the connection is insane. So I'm glad.
It's the same music.
So I'm that's why I was like, shoot, I wish I was a little bit closer so we could talk. But we'll have you on again. But she asked, as a kid, who was your biggest inspiration musically?
So right now I kind of still feel like a kid, and my biggest UK drill inspirations: Country Dons, Unknown T, Digga D, Dig Dat, all those kind of guys. Heady One, AJ Tracy.
I know that one. AC Tracy. Okay, she showed me AC Tracy and Hetty the other day. Oh my God,
they're very famous.
She's going crazy. She's calling you a pro.
Yeah, because all that stuff, and so also all that stuff, it's almost making United States rap almost irrelevant now, because Canadian stuff and the UK stuff is cooler. It's in my opinion, but this is also kind of facts. Is cooler than the American stuff now. And you look at, you know, Drake just released the Nocta line, the Nike, like the puffer jackets and the hoodies and the sweats. That's all UK Canadian drill mans wearing that roadman gear, right? That's for roadmen. So, bro,
top of the
there's
pops.
no roadmen in the States, bro. I'm sorry. That's all Canada and the UK, buddy.
Well,
so
I know one in Hamilton, and his latest hit, top of the pops. I was showing some UK boys today.
Sorry. Yeah. So I'm like a roadman.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And you actually caught that. You picked that up. That's
yeah.
Nice.
Oh, dude, and I saw the style too. Also, you in your article, you brought me back to a kid. You said growing up you would listen to Kid Koala, and I forgot. I forgot, and then so today, when I saw that today, I was like, oh, so tonight I'm just gonna go down a rabbit hole of Kid Koala.
Yeah, definitely Carpal Tunnel Syndrome, the first Kid Koala album on Ninja Tune, which is a UK label, funnily enough. Kid Koala is from Canada, but it was Ninja Tune, very famous UK label, releasing his music. That's probably top 10, one of my top 10 favorite albums of all time is Carpal Tunnel Syndrome by Kid Koala.
Hell yeah. Yes. Oh, look at Push the Sky Away says Motëm for life. Oh my God. Yeah, dude, you've won them over. You've won them over. Here's Keith. He's a Canadian guy. He's a funny guy. He's got a weird question, but how do you base your success on views, per diem, or your hoes?
I think everything, right? Why are you going to separate? If you got all those things, that probably means you're, you know, if that's what you want too. Obviously, there's some artists, they don't want that, right? But if you got all those things, I think, and that's what you want, I think, you know, you're doing pretty good. And also, all that stuff, but also, please note, those are all outer, what do you call it, like outside rewards or validations. But if you really want to, you know, feel good inside, it's more to have inner validation. The main thing is to how you feel about what you're doing, you know? All that outside stuff, that's good too. But if you're getting all that outside stuff, but inside you're like, I don't like what I'm doing, that's going to be a tricky situation, you know? But if you feel good about what you're doing on the inside, and then you're also getting all the outside stuff, you're like, okay, now we're in business, you know?
Hell yeah.
That's a good thing to note.
Everyone's saying smart man. I'm telling you, you're a life coach through and through without even knowing it. Lou had a question, but I missed it. What's Lou's question?
Yeah, no worries.
Everyone's telling me to read Lou's question. I'm trying to find it here. So it's, Lou he's an awesome streamer from Toronto. He actually is a mod in Danny Brown's Twitch channel. Do you like Danny Brown?
I saw him last year at the Phoenix. That was probably one of the last concerts I went to. That was lit. I went with my friend Melville. Shout out to Melville.
Melville, shout out. Oh, Lou Merck says, what's your favorite bar that you've ever spit?
For me?
Yeah.
Right now, the one that you mentioned where it was like, it's like, okay, so playful like a dolphin, but addressed like a shark. Most people busy living, but I'm busy doing art.
And I wrote that one down right there, baby. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Because that just came to my head like last summer. I was out for a night walk. It was really hot in the day, so I went for a night walk. And that whole song, all the lyrics came to my head while I was walking, and I was like, no way am I going to be able to remember all that. But I literally remembered it all and recorded it that night.
Hell yeah. I'm going to post that in the Discord too. We're doing shout outs. Okay, before we leave, I know this is, I've done this to one other fashion designer I interviewed. So you're up there with the top. I'm grabbing my Lacoste tracksuit suits and I want to show them to you because I have a few. I'd like you to rate them.
Do, buddy.
All right, so talk to the kids at home while I grab them, all right?
Yeah, no worries. So I'm rocking Lacoste right now, but I gotta be sturdy with you guys. Lacoste is super dope, but my favorite right now, real roadman thing, I really like Montclair, buddy. Let me tell you something. I have been amassing a bit of a Montclair collection. Obviously, you know, some pretty nice pieces and stuff, but definitely Montclair is my favorite roadman gear of the current time being. And maybe a little bit of Gucci, you know, that's nice too. But Montclair is number one. You got it here from Big Motëm, baby. My Montclair collection right now, I have 4 Montclair jackets. We ain't stopping yet, though, baby. We're gonna keep it popping.
Oh, they're watching your videos as well. Lou Merck, who rules, just said the bubble jacket.
They're Montclair, exactly. He knows what I'm talking about. It's like some real, like, I would wear that to Northside Jane, baby. Come on now. If Wasp Gang invite me to hang out, I would do it, baby. Ooh, dude, that's nice.
This is for special occasions. I wore this when I went and saw Burner Boy last time.
Dude, that's
pure
sick
white.
piece.
We got the stripe designed by Djokovic. So that was my first one, but that's a special
sturdy,
occasions. Bro. Of course, I got my winter one.
Sturdy, bro.
Here's my favorite one.
Oh, you got that nice sleeve and everything. That's sturdy, bro.
Hello. One second. Hello. Oh, no. Okay, one second. Keith, your headphones. 1 second. Damn. No, you can't hear me? Can you guys hear me? Hello. No. Oh, we lost you. We lost you, my friend. Oh, how did this happen? Can you hear me, my friend? They can hear me, but we can't hear you, and it's something I did. Fuck. What do we do? Can you try unplugging your headphones and plug them back in or something? I don't know. Or can I call you back right now? Can I hang up and call you back? Just see? Okay, I'm going to call you back right now. Hopefully we don't lose them. Hello.
What's up?
There we go. Okay. Who knows? This technology stuff. We lost you there for a second, but we got you back. Okay.
Yeah, no worries.
Here's this one, casual, everyday.
Bro, that's very French. That's the most French one, bro.
Hell yeah.
That's sturdy. I like that.
Nice,
super
big, thick stripe. That's one.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one. And then, of course, just
that's
rock
sturdy,
it with
bro.
a nice. I'm just so glad you're a Lacoste boy because I love it.
Should I do? No, I'm not gonna stand up to mess up the shot. But I'm wearing. Well, I'll do it just to show you.
Let's do it.
Can you see this?
Oh fuck it! Yes, baby.
There you go.
Beautiful.
There you go. I'm sturdy, bro. I'm sturdy.
Sturdy.
Lacoste boys in the building.
Now, do I have your blessing to start saying "surdy"?
Oh yeah, you can do what you want. I didn't invent that. That's roadman talk.
Oh, sick. Okay. I didn't
That's
realize.
That's UK. That's UK drill slang, and they talk like that too. Well, I actually heard them. That's the thing. The most important point I think I'm glad we touched on is UK drill and Toronto drill. They're running things now, man. Americans can't even keep up. Americans trying to copy the Canadians. Who would have thunk, man? But it's all because of the roadman, buddy. It's because of the roadman.
And that's so funny because Push the Sky Away taught me that. And I have a little crush on her, but I think I've lost her to you tonight, my friend. She is just in the chat, just blushing.
Hey,
so shout
all due
out,
respect.
Push. No,
Shout out. Salute. That's
push
dirty,
this guy
bro.
away. Well, dude, this was so much fun. I was so nervous to talk to you because I do think you're such an inspiration. You are an inspirational guy. You're so cool. You're a life coach without even knowing. So can you hit us with the blicky before you leave? Oh, and shout out your social media. I'm gonna put it in everything. I'm gonna put this on YouTube and give you the link. But shout out your social media right now for the folks at home.
Okay, so mainly Instagram is Gebbz Steelo, at GEBBZ and that's Twitter Motëm at Motëm MOTEM or Gebbz Steelo the same. That's pretty good. What else? What's another one? Those are good ones.
You're on Twitter. Everything they're posting them right now. So everyone go follow. Go watch his music videos. They're so inspiring. And hit us with the blicky before we go, my friend.
There's the blicks, bro. Pow, pow.
Big Motëm, you rule, my friend. Thank you so much, dude.
Hey, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Peace, man.
Peace.
Wow, that was wow.